stream open. Starting up the
Uh,
streaming.
I see.
Yeah, so it because it uses that. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to CJ and Friends. We're having an AMA today with our friends from Etarn. They are a toilet to earn company. Their focus is on sanitation and improving conditions for people worldwide that have a little less access to your typical water, sanitation, and like good bathroom practices because there's no available facilities for it or they're in rural and underserved areas. So we're going to dive in with Tomo, Aiki, and Dr. King, who are all from the leadership team uh, running Etarn. And they're going to explain a little more to us about what they're working on, what their vision is, and how Etarn works and how the system gets the liquid fertilizer moving. Right? Um, all
Yeah.
right. So if either of you want to start off, you're welcome to start introducing yourselves. Take it away.
Okay, perfect. I guess maybe we can have our CEO Tomo introduce himself first.
Okay.
If that- Okay, perfect.
Yes. Hello, everyone. So I'm Tomo. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Etarn. So first of all, may I start by giving a brief introduction to Etarn? Is it okay?
Of course, go for it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So I think Etarn is known for the concept of toilet to earn, but to be honest, we didn't. Uh, we didn't start out wanting to create a token or Web3 project. So the real beginning was very simple and more real. So before Etan, we were already running a biotechnology-based smart toilet business. So we built technology that covers toilets into real economic engines. So this was our strongest asset. And one day we asked ourselves, so if toilets can create real economic value, so connect to why not connect this to Web3? So because toilets are something every human beings uses every single day, right? So it's universal. So and it fits Web3 very naturally. So that is why we decided to bring our real world business into this blockchain ecosystem. That's how Ethereum was born, and that's when everything started to make sense for us. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to talk more detail about Ethereum today. So thank you.
Of course, we're always happy to have a new guest to share more information about the cool things that they're doing in Web3. And it's nice to see somebody coming from Web 2 and moving into Web 3 instead of starting in Web 3 and then ending up not making it and moving to Web 2. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Okay, great. Thank you so much. I think I'll introduce myself briefly, and then I'll introduce Dr. Ding. So my name is Aiki Kawamitsu, and I am the head of public affairs. So pretty much I come out in places like this and just talk about how amazing this project is. Talking about how truly this project has a potential impact on the entire globe. So I'm excited to be able to share that with you. Let me introduce Dr. Ding. And for some reason, I've been trying to connect my camera so many times. I don't have anything else open, but it's just not turning on. But I guess you guys just don't want to see my face, so that
Aw,
works.
no, we want to see the face, but sometimes Discord is funny when it comes to just running right. It sucks.
Yeah.
But
It,
it's
oh, oh,
great for bringing a good large number of community members together. So it
yeah.
tends to be the preferred in Web3. That or
Yes.
Telegram.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally and we're super excited. There's already over 100 people with us tonight, and so greetings to all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And then I'll introduce Dr. Ding. So Dr. Ding, he is a scientist, an inventor, and a global innovator whose career spans more than 3 decades. He's also the inventor of the smart toilet, which is the cornerstone of our project. So Dr. Ding, he earned his bachelor's degree in geology from Peking University, then went on to complete master's and doctoral programs in Japan, ultimately receiving a PhD in comparative zoology. He's also founded multiple biotech companies across China, Japan, Australia, and the United States. He's been leading, breakthroughs in pharmaceuticals, functional foods, and environmental biotechnology. He has also, worked in collaboration with global leaders such as Nobel Prize laureate Dr. Barry Marshall, and he's played a key role in rare metal exploration projects backed by major Japanese institutions. And today he's pioneering cutting edge bio innovation, including the transformative sanitation technology behind our Etarn with this project with the smart toilet. So we're excited to have him with us. And I'm not really a technical person, so he's going to be discussing more about the technical side of the smart toilet. So thank you for joining us today, Dr. Dean.
Thank
Welcome
you.
in.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've well, I have to say, like, I hear you guys have a lot of background in a lot of different things, but the main thing was biotechnology or something around that area for your Web 2 side. And then bringing that
Mhm.
in, you moved into toilets. What was the idea behind toilets specifically? Why the sanitation aspect?
Okay, thank you for the question. So I will answer about this question. So about 5 years ago, I met Dr. Dean, and at that time, I wasn't thinking about like toilets or waste. So, but as we started talking, he showed me the science behind his biotechnology research. So then I realized for the first time that like human waste actually has value if we treat it the right way. So it can be transformed into something useful, so even profitable. So that moment completely changed how I looked at sanitation. So everyone uses their like toilets every day. So but the activity creates zero economic value, right? Of course. So, but it's a massive global behavior that nobody has ever turned into an asset. So, but we can do that. So, and that's when the idea for Etarn started forming. So we thought like it was has value. So it waste has value. So why can't toilets become part of an economic system? So why not create a model where people can actually earn from like activity they already do every day? So that becomes the foundation of Toilet to Earn. So and our goal to build the world's first infrastructure where toilets themselves become revenue like generating nodes through blockchain. So and also our vision is rooted in two realities. So first, the global sanitation crisis. So actually, over 3.5 billion people in Asia and Africa still lack safe sanitation. So toilets are not just utility nowadays. So they are like critical part of human dignity and public health. And second, the hidden potential of waste. So thanks to the biotech, so human waste can be detoxified and turned into high value organic liquid fertilizer. So this discovery is what allows us to like design a circular ecosystem. So and build a real world asset. So it's called RWA, right? So model around something that used to be ignored. So really, Ethereum begins like with one simple realization. So what the world calls waste is actually one of the largest unused resources on the planet. So and that all started with a conversation with Dr. Ding.
That's pretty cool. Like I always was under the
Yeah.
impression that human waste was something that a lot of countries don't allow to be used in
Mm.
fertilizer. And I guess
Mm.
with your process, that now allows that to not be the case, where it's safer. It's going to allow a lot more access to a lot more poop for people to be able to turn into
Yeah.
fertilizer.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us have like kind of like it's not necessarily a negative image, but well, yeah, a
Mhm.
negative image towards human waste and utilizing it in a profitable way, and it's never been successful. And I think that is why there is this huge potential, as if every single person in the world uses the toilet every single day. Nobody can avoid that. No matter
Yep,
what kind of status you have, you can't avoid that. And being able to utilize this as something that can generate profit is a huge chance. And so we're excited about that as well.
that's awesome. Now when I see the potential for like meme tokens around a toilet token or a toilet NFT or something in those regions. But like you guys are creating like a multifaceted RWA with use to earn potential and innovative like biotechnology backend systems that and processes that allow this to happen safely and securely and be transparently tracked. Why create a whole new category? Why not just create the toilet token or something along those lines?
Okay. All right. I will answer this question. So, Eaton is defined by its fusion of real-world infrastructure and blockchain technology, placing it in a new category, leveraging DePIN, AI, and RWA. RWA here means real-world assets, and DePIN means decentralized physical infrastructure network. And we are building a physical infrastructure, the smart toilet, that functions as revenue generating nodes. These nodes use an EVM compatible blockchain to monitor and preserve data, including liquid fertilizer, carbon credits, Eaton tokens, providing transparent and fast processing of transaction history. RWA, our value is anchored to a tangible assets. We are tokenizing the sales of organic liquid fertilizer, enzyme, and certified carbon credit. The immense revenue potential from fertilizer sales alone projected at about $12 billion by 2030 secures the token value with real-world business cash flow. So, and our purpose is to solve the world's toilet problems, such as public health, and contribute to environmental protection and climate change, distinguishing us from speculative assets. Thank you.
Okay. That so you want more purpose. You didn't want to just be another meme. Is basically the short of it.
Mhm. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And it provides a lot of opportunity. I mean, I know you guys are starting to move from like you guys started off in Japan, if I'm not mistaken, with like trains and airplanes, and now you're starting to move into India, which has a huge market not only in the rural areas but in the city areas where there's still poor sanitary conditions just because of the amount of people that live there and are on top of each other. So it's providing a lot of value in helping people around the world at the same time as providing value in monetary um,
Mhm.
earning while you're going through it. Um,
Yeah.
so how does
Yeah.
it
Thank you.
actually work though? How does it actually turn the waste into fertilizer and the carbon credit?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Oh,
I think this is the more of the technical side, so I think we'll ask Dr. Ding to answer this question.
okay. Okay. Uh, The core of a smart toilet is our innovative biotechnology. Drawing on my background in microbial treatment and environmental technology, we have developed a precise system. The process involves resource utilization and regeneration. We utilize special bacteria and enzyme and micro nanonodules, special sensors, and a core processor to recycle human excrement. The materials are then regenerated as high-quality organic liquid fertilizer. Our organic liquid fertilizer is mainly composed of probiotics and some nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. The rapid proliferation of probiotics inhibits other harmful bacteria, pathogens, miscellaneous bacteria. It meets the agriculture liquid fertilizer standard of relevant countries. Therefore, the liquid fertilizer we produce using human excrement can be fully recycled and directly used in agriculture production. About the carbon credit generation, we use human excrement as a culture medium to proliferate a large number of probiotics. The probiotics rapidly decomposed and absorb nutrients such as carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus in human excrements, thereby rapidly proliferating and fixing a large amount of carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus in the probiotics. After being converted into fertilizer, it enters the soil and the plants for sustainable carbon sequestration. By tracking its carbon footprint and collecting relevant data, we can calculate the carbon sink it produces and obtain certification from third-party organization. About the monetization, once the new methodology is approved, the certified carbon credit will be sold on global trading market. The resulting organic liquid fertilizer will be sold to major partner like Ethical, which supplies fertilizer to over 50 million farmers in India. Thanks.
It's a lot. So there's a lot that goes into it on the back end. And if I'm not mistaken, you guys had proprietary design for some of like the nozzles and the equipment that goes into the
Mhm.
toilets. So like you guys have your
Yeah.
own IP for these things.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So that
Yeah.
helps secure a little bit
Yeah.
against potential competition in the future as well, huh?
Yes, completely. Completely. You're on spot. You're on
Yeah.
spot.
So that's another thing that
Yeah.
I was gonna ask. Like, how do you stop somebody else from starting another toilet to earn system? Do you have the IP for toilet to earn? Have you patented that? Like, is that trademarked now through Etarn? What other methods might you have set up there?
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
We'll ask
Uh,
Dr. also answer this question. Thank you.
okay. Uh, about the IP, the core component of Eaton's defense against copying lies in its proprietary technology and specialized alliance. About the specialized IP management, the project utilized Kingsang Bioscience Limited, a company based in Japan focused on IP management. Kingsang supplies Eaton with core processor for smart toilets, specialized bacteria, and plant-derived fungicides on an OEM basis. This ensures that the proprietary nature of the biotechnological process, which involve using specialized bacteria, enzyme, micronanonozzle, special sensors, and a core processor to recycle human excrement, remains protected through a dedicated intellectual property supply chain.
Okay.
Uh, about the innovative biotechnology, the technology itself is classified as an innovative biotechnology designed to recycle human excrement, regenerating them as a liquid fertilizer, and reducing greenhouse gases to earn carbon credit. Thank you.
Okay. It's a lot to take in for somebody who's not into the biotech industry or very familiar with the 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 requirements of
Yeah.
something like this. So I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of amazing questions in the audience and a lot of very
Mhm.
basic, but when it comes down to it, it's so basically you're using specialized technology, specialized
Yeah.
hardware, and you're
Mhm.
using that to process out all the bad stuff and allow you to
Yep.
get all the nutrients and everything that you need to enhance growth of plants and produce
Mhm.
liquid fertilizer. And that in
Yeah.
turn reduces the gas emissions, the methane and other gases the from the excrement and prevents it from
Yeah.
being on the street. Like one of the things that I was seeing was the whole term open defecation when
Mhm.
it comes to
Mhm.
sanitary conditions, and
Yeah.
that allows you to get
Mhm.
carbon credits from governments and organizations that you can then
Mhm.
sell back to other companies.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
That was a
All
great
right.
summary. That was amazing.
I'm trying to simplify it as much as possible. We do
Yeah.
have some non-native English
Yeah.
speakers in the audience as well. A lot of our audience is Nigerian, and I'm sure that they're going to have some questions about the potential for Africa in the future as well, because they
Yeah.
do have issues with clean water and good sanitation practices in some of the rural regions down there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of where we're going though, like
Yeah.
why start with India? I know you guys started in Japan primarily
Yes.
with the like airlines and the trains and made that an easier process for them to be able to monetize what the waste that they have coming out and process it easier and more sustainably. But
Mhm.
why India? Well, like what made you move from Japan for that to India rather than
Mhm.
trying to implement it in Japan?
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. First of all, just a little bit of clarification. So, our company is based in Japan, but the first models that we used was in China,
Oh,
especially with yeah, yeah. So we are working, in Japan, and we have our company based in Japan as well. But a lot of the first prototypes was sent to China for testing as well. So that's just one clarification. But
okay.
before we get into the discussion about India, one thing that I love about the comments is a lot of people are talking about how they love toilets, especially the clean ones, and I
Yeah.
totally agree with that. I think we all know that clean toilets, sanitation is super important. And then so the reason why we are starting in India is because it allows us to collaborate with governments, states, businesses to solve the serious sanitation problems, and also we can establish a comprehensive model case for this entire project. Once we're successful in India, we plan to gradually expand to other regions like Africa and Asia, as you mentioned earlier, because we want to address the sanitation issue facing over 3.5 billion people. And another reason why we are starting in India is because we have key partnerships solidified for our path. The first one is IFCO. Dr. Ding mentioned early, but IFCO stands for Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative Limited, which is it's a mouthful, but this is a critical partnership that we have. As IFCO is a multi-state cooperative that supplies fertilizer to more than 50 million Indian farmers. And because of that, when we generate our liquid organic fertilizer, we have this route to sell our highly concentrated, this liquid fertilizer directly to them and access to over 50 million Indian farmers. So that's the first partnership that we have. And then the second partnership is with UPS RTC, which is a government-owned transport authority with the largest fleet of buses in North India. Um, and this alliance provides strategic locations for the deployment of our smart toilets. Because a lot of the times we will need an actual location to deploy our smart toilets so that people can use where there's a lot of access of people. And since we're working with UPS RTC, we're able to to get locations where there is a dense amount of people and where it's really needed. And lastly, we have a partnership with ACDs, which is an NGO, and collaborating with them allows us to work directly with governments, embassies, and international organizations to tackle human rights, the issues such as like sexual victimization and environmental problems. So these are these are the reasons why we are working first in India. But the biggest reason is because we believe that starting in India will have the biggest impact for us to be able to truly affect the lives of the people that we come in contact with through this business and through the smart toilet. And hopefully, when we go in India and we start this project, actually, that people will be able to see. Um, their lives change in a better way with clean sanitation, clean toilets, that we all love, as you guys mentioned. And, also that as they use our toilets, they'll be able to earn tokens, the Etan token, which will also help them financially as well. And so we're excited to, actually roll this out in India as well. So that's the reason why we're starting in India.
Okay, opportunity and partnerships. That's usually what
Yes.
opens the doors to business, right? So that
Yeah.
definitely helps answer that question. Uh,
Hmm.
now, I did see one question, and it kind of brings up a topic that a lot of people in blockchain tend to ask, and it's
Yes. Yeah.
why token, right? So you have a lot of opportunity to generate revenue without the
Mm-hmm.
token or the toilet to earn model. I can see where that provides an opportunity to positively reinforce maybe the
Hmm.
habits and using those facilities specifically, which then helps with your revenue generation. But based on like what are your revenue streams and why does the token really fit into that?
Okay, okay, great. So maybe I'll first discuss the six main revenue streams that we have, and then maybe I can discuss with our CEO Tomo as well in why we decided to get into the crypto world. So I'll start with our main revenue streams, and then I'll kind of discuss with Tomo about that. Does that sound good?
That sounds great. Go for it.
Mhm.
Okay, great. So um, our project, we have six main revenue streams, and we created this robust revenue model, and it's designed to sustain the project and provide unprecedented backing for the Etan token. The six main revenue sources are: the first one is organic liquid fertilizer, which we've been talking about. And then the second is carbon credits, which we've also mentioned about. And number three is big data. This is kind of a new topic that I'm mentioning right now. But as people use our smart toilet, we are able to gather valuable information collected from the toilet via smartphone registration, which is useful for municipalities and companies. We gather it as they come into the toilet. We have like a QR code that they can scan. They can, register their information. But we're not going to be, like gathering personal information. It's going to be general information. But this big data is something that's also very important and also very valuable. So that's the third one. And the fourth one, of course, is the Etan token transaction fees, which will be applied to various activities within the ecosystem. And then number five and six is advertising revenue. The first being digital signage. We are going to be having displays on the smart toilets, and we'll be delivering ads digitally on these displays, which will generate ads from there, I mean revenue from there. As well, the other advertising revenue is going to be targeted advertising. We'll be delivering appropriate ads based on the user attributes, and these and so we'll be able to have these personalized targeted advertisements in the app as well. So we have these six main revenue streams, and these revenues, especially the fertilizer and the advertising, the data sales and carbon credit, well, pretty much all of it, they're super essential because they are continuously allocated into the market making pool to support the Etarn token's value, ensuring a sustainable and circular economy, which I think the market making pool will discuss a little bit more in detail later on. But those are the six main revenue streams that we have. And yeah, kind of with that background, maybe if Tomo, if you can maybe explain why you thought about using, the tokens with Etan, that would be awesome. If you need to use it, speak in Japanese, I can translate as well, whichever's fine.
あ日本語で喋りますか、じゃあ。
Okay, okay. Then
こ
yeah, he
れ、
can speak Japanese, and I'll translate in English.
すみません、じゃあ、すみません、もう一度質問いいですか？
なぜこの事業をするにあたってこのトークンにしたのかと。別の方法でも良かったんじゃないか。なぜクリプト界隈に参入したのかみたいな質問でした。
OK です。ありがとうございます。I'm sorry, I will speak in Japanese.
No, that's fine.
まず、OK, thank you. まず、この事業っていうのは、インドで我々はやる予定だったんですけれども、これを、するにあたって、やっぱりトイレを使ってもらわないといけないっていうのがまずポイントですね。で、それを使ってもらうために、やはり、お金を配るっていうのが一番、いい。なぜなら、野外排泄が多い国だからですね。なので、じゃあ普通のお金を配るのかっていうのは、効率的ではないっていうところから、そのエターントークンを作って、クリプトで配った方がいいんじゃないかっていうので、そういう後付けでこういう、ビジネスモデルができたっていうところです。
Okay, ありがとう。Thank you, thank you. I'll translate that. So, first of all, as maybe, many of you might already know, but in India, they have been tackling this problem with sanitation. Bill Gates even tried, of course, with President Modi, but they haven't been able to see as much effect as they, wanted. And we believe that the reason why is because, they do not have the solution that we have, which is able to generate revenue from human waste. And we first wanted to, start this business in India, but sorry, kind of going back to the story about Bill Gates and President Modi is that even if they tried to, create these clean toilets, the big block that happened is that everyone was used to, open open defecacy.
Yeah.
So difficult for them to start utilizing an actual toilet because they weren't used to it. It wasn't part of their lifestyle. So when we heard about that, we thought, how can we make them want to use our toilets? And when we thought about that, we thought, okay, the best way is to, give them an incentive, give them a reason to use the toilets, which would be first give them money, but it'd be difficult for us to give them actual money. So we thought, okay, the best way would be to create a token and distribute it as crypto. So that's how the business model kind of came to our minds. It wasn't like a crypto based business model, like crypto first, but it was our actual business that we were thinking about. And as a solution, we realized that crypto would be a perfect fit to be able to make an incentive for people utilizing our smart toilets.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you have to have somebody there handing out tokens for using the toilet in rural areas. It opens up a lot of options for being able to reward
Mhm.
the users. So, yeah, no,
Yes,
that's
exactly.
awesome. So even though you could be successful with a Web 2 model, using Web3
Mhm.
just enhances your business's ability to bring users and produce the revenue generating substances that you then sell. So it's a smart method.
Yeah, thank you. We believe it is too.
Yeah, I mean, you're building a whole business around it. I would hope so.
Yes,
Right?
yes, yes, we definitely do.
Yeah. All right. So now, based on the revenue streams that you have, how do those real world revenue streams support the token itself long term?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think we'll ask our CEO Tomo to answer this question.
Okay, okay. So, okay, so, I'm sorry. Can you, もう一度いいですか？すいません。
あと、これはあれですよ。7番目の質問ですね。
OK です、OK です。わかりました。
うんうん。
I'm sorry. Now is 1 a.m. So my
It's
head is
late.
okay. I'm sorry for that. So okay. Thank you for the question. So I will try to answer in English. Okay. So thank you for the question. So this is a key part of what makes Etarn unique. So let me explain it simply. So like we are building what we call the 100% market making model. So the idea is to like create a structure where Etarn stay stable and doesn't crash easily. So we built and like strengthened the market making pool with real revenue from our like actual business, like liquid fertilizer sales, advertising revenue, and data sales, and future carbon credit revenue, and so on. So our long-term goal is to reach a like point where this pool can cover 100% of the circulating supply on chain. So if we achieve that, it becomes a powerful like safety net, you know. So investors feel like secure and price become more stable and the more demand grows and stronger the token becomes. So that's the core idea behind the 100% market making model. So yeah, thank you.
No, no, thank you. Thank you for sharing with us. It's a
Yeah.
lot of information to take in, but basically, everything else supports E10, and the revenue that you get that is allocated for the token helps with the growth and the stability on the market rather than the token supporting the business and providing the revenue, which is kind of the model
Yeah.
that we have in Web3 right now. A game comes out, a product comes out, they launch token funds project, and then if token isn't successful, project dies. In this
Mhm.
case,
Yeah,
it's the other way around. Project funds token, pushes the token
mhm.
up. If business isn't successful, then the token
Yeah.
fails, which is a little more
Mhm.
intuitive from a business perspective if you
Mhm.
think about it. So
Yeah.
thank you for
Yeah.
sharing, Tomo. Um,
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay. So how when are we going to start seeing revenue from the fertilizer now? Like, is this something that you've been generating revenue with already? And when will you get the carbon credits that'll hit the blockchain? Like, when will the carbon credits start to uh, affect the Eton price?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Excuse me.
No problem. Oh,
Oh
send this guy a bottle of water.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, right now it's everyone around us is catching a cold. It's a major thing in Japan right now. Like schools are being shut down because everyone's getting sick. So I apologize. I
Oh
apologize.
no.
So that's a great question. The monetization for the fertilizer and the carbon credits, it's tied, directly, to this project, and it's super important, as you know, and as you mentioned earlier, because our business model as our CEO Tomo mentioned, is it's 100% backed by real world cash and business assets. So of course, as you mentioned, the success of the business is the success of the token as well. And so this is really important. And our current roadmap, we are in the phase of pilot testing and also listing. So we're currently listing our token, and then also at this moment we're pilot testing our smart toilets here in Japan. We're making some tweaks, we're upgrading it before we actually start sending it to India. And so in Q3 2025 we are also planning on we're in schedule for listing our operational management company, which is called Intellet Incorporations, to the US OTC market listing in Q4 is what we're planning to do. And then for revenue generation, the full scale deployment in India, where the major fertilizer revenue is generated, begins in Q2 2026. So right now we're making the final adjustments, and then we'll be sending it to India, and that's going to begin in Q2 2026. And this is when real business revenue begins to meaningfully influence our financial model. With sales expected to grow exponentially as more smart toilets are installed across India. And that's why we have secured major partnerships with major companies and also the government in India to be able to make sure that we can back this token with actual business revenue. And so for the carbon credits, the carbon credit revenue will begin to be realized after the necessary approval of the new methodology. That's a hard word to pronounce. Methodology secured their sale on global trading markets. So carbon credits, exactly sure when, but we are working rapidly to make sure that we can get everything secured and approved with this new methodology.
Yeah. And I'm sure
Yes.
there's a lot of red tape, especially considering it is human waste rather than
Yep.
animal waste, which tends to be a little more highly regulated. So
Mhm.
I can
Mhm.
see the carbon
Yeah.
credits aspect and getting approvals from governments, or
Yeah.
even just getting approved for the OTC markets with the idea that you guys have and the business model. Like I could see having concerns and having some blockers, but as you work through them,
Mhm.
we're going to start to see it generating, growing something from the fertilizer.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so um, when it comes to investing in your company in the future, like what hasn't really been priced in yet when it comes to like the sanitation market and like like the ability for you to earn off of fertilizer and the fact that we haven't tapped into how many billions of trillions of are we at trillions now of people now like how many billions of people are on the planet that use the bathroom every day. I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great question.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think we'll have Tomo answer that question. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your question. So right now, I think Ethereum is still priced like a pre-revenue like infrastructure project. So close to it's mean like close to the listing price. So, but the market has not priced in our like real future value yet. So because first, the market hasn't recognized the scale of our RWA business. So as we deploy more smart toilets, the revenue from fertilizer, data, advertisement, and future carbon credits will grow rapidly. So second, the market hasn't priced in the safety of our like 100% market making model. So where real business revenue strengthens the market making like pool and support the circulating supply. So most tokens doesn't have this kind of like long-term protections, I believe. So and like finally, so we are still before the full rollout in India in 2026. I mean, next year, and before global expansion across Asia and Africa. So Ethereum is still priced as like like if nothing has started, while the real world revenue engine hasn't even kicked in yet. So that's why this is one of the best accumulation. So windows before the RWA cash flow and the market making model start boosting the long term value. Yeah,
Thank you for
thank
that
you.
one, Tomo.
Mhm.
So you guys right now, basically, it's you guys are in test net. You guys are building out the infrastructure and the partnerships and the deals and getting where you need to go
Yeah.
with your I guess like pilot launch almost. It would be something that somebody could equate to it.
Mhm.
And now you're
Mm.
trying from there. It'll be a global push to expand into all the regions that you could potentially conquer with your idea. Taking that into account, like you guys are very much in the starting phases, I would say, right? Almost like a beta phase.
Yeah.
So, moving forward, when you do get to global launch, what do you see in the future? Like 10 years from now,
Okay.
where are you going to be?
Okay. Thank you for the question. So what Ethereum looks like in 2030 is something we care about deeply. So our goals are ambitious, but they are grounded in the real deployment of our smart toilet infrastructure. So first, we are aiming to install 20,000 smart toilets by 2030. So that scale alone is a major physical infrastructure. So next, if we reach these 20,000 units, the oil liquid fertilizer revenue generated from the toilet is projected to reach around 12 billion per year. So this will become the core of our entire RWA business model. So and for the token, for our target is $20 per Ethereum. So with a 20 billion market cap. So this price target comes from the fact that a portion of the fertilizer revenue will be used as backed by liquidity for Ethereum. So our goal for 2030 is to grow the token about 800 times from the listing price within 5 years. So that's our goal.
That's an ambitious goal.
Yeah,
But I mean,
but
there's a
it's
lot of
real.
poop and there's a lot of regions that need good toilet services. So it could be a realistic goal and
Yeah.
hell, you may hit 40,000 toilets by then. Everybody now is looking to become greener, become cleaner, make things better for people on the global
Mhm.
level. So this helps provide that and could be something that governments institute for their own maybe revenue generation for their own regions for national info. So it's not just something that people could potentially want, but the government's participating and connecting with you guys and making sure that these things happen are a huge opportunity in the future. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um
Yes. Actually.
so on that note, I've heard a lot of things, a lot of phrases, and I saw Doom in here and he was like, make shit great again, right? So what does that mean for Etarn in the community?
Yes, thank you, thank you. So that's this catchphrase that we have: make P great again, make shit great again. Um,
I don't have any restrictions on any of my accounts.
okay,
Everything's
okay,
marked as
great.
adult, so
I censored myself. I guess I want you to do that here. I'm glad. I'm glad. So, it does have, of course, like an official, meaning, which is our, mission, make shit great again is, it encapsulates, transforming environmental and social burdens into prosperity and resourcefulness, which is all, it's kind of like a more of a official term, but it kind of goes back to, old days in Japan. Centuries ago, actually, in Japan, we had already built a sustainable circular economy. Actually, there was a period called Edo period. Human waste was collected, traded, and recycled as fertilizer at the time. And the rest of the world treated human waste as garbage, but Japan treated it as a valuable resource. And we believe that it was one of the most earliest and successful recycling systems in human history. And currently Japan's system has changed. We don't use the same system that we used back in the days in the Edo period, where we traded human waste and used it for as fertilizer. But we believe that since we are a Japanese company, we have Japanese identity, and we have this amazing technology, that we want to use it to make shit great again, as the Japanese people did back in the Edo period. And so that's kind of one of the stories that we have, the background that we have. But of course, we want to also, let people understand through this slogan that waste is value. Something that we do every single day, nobody excluded in the entire human race, feces and urine, that it's no longer garbage, but it's not waste anymore. It's regenerated as high quality organic liquid fertilizer and a source of carbon credits. And we believe that this can truly have a global impact, and also community empowerment, and recreate the circular economy, circular ecosystem that existed in the Edo period in Japan, but of course with Web3, with cutting edge technology, and also a community online worldwide. And we believe that we can create this with this smart toilet technology, with the Etan token, and with the community, with all of us together, put together, that we can make a new ecosystem utilizing human waste. And by doing so, we can make shit great again.
There we go.
Yeah.
And like I was thinking about it too, and poop to earn, like how they talk about Web3 gaming,
Yeah.
P2E, like
Yes, yes.
that's great. Um, but no, it's a good slogan, especially like with the whole MAGA thing. So like
Yeah,
it kind of lends into that a little bit, and that's awesome. And it's a really
yeah,
cool system. It's not something I would have expected to see.
yeah.
And now like I know that we've had a lot of questions too, so I do want to dive into those. I know we're a few minutes from the end of the hour, and I'm fine
Mhm.
extending it a little, but I do know that it's late for you guys there, so I don't want to take up too much more of your time outside of the hour
Okay.
that you scheduled for it. Um, but like I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of concerns again from some of the users here, and I know Virion is in the medical field right now, so like the
Mhm.
big concern around the safety and the testing that you guys have done to make sure that the output is safe to use for fertilizer. Like when
Mhm.
me as somebody who's not medically trained or inclined, like I would think about, well, these regions tend to have issues with parasites,
Yeah.
and intestinal parasites and intestinal like gut bacteria that's bad. And how would that
Mhm.
work with the system?
Okay. Okay. Great. That's a super great question. I think for this one we'll have Dr. Ding answer it, and then I can translate that if that's
Oh, that's
would that
perfectly
be good?
fine. Yeah.
Perfect. じゃあ、
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
安全性です。その糞尿を用いた、安全性についてですね。で、そこについて説明していただければ、私の方で一生懸命通訳します。
要するに、糞尿に使った菌の安全性ですね。
菌の安全性というよりは、人の糞尿を使って、
あ、
これを処理しているじゃないですか。だから人ってパラ
はい。
サイトがいたり、バクテリアがいたり、なんか病原菌を
はいはい。
持っていて、それを、
あ、はい。
肥料と
了
して使う
解了解。
大丈夫なのかっていうことですね。
あ、そこはもう大事なところなんですが、基本的に、私たちはですね、自然界から選び出された非常に効率よく優れた有益菌ですね。まあ、一種のプロバイオティクスです。有益菌を3種類ぐらいですね、選び出して、それを実際、今のトイレの人の糞尿をですね、液体肥料に変えるプロセスでいろんなテストをして、最終的にこのうちの菌をですね、増殖したら、他の雑菌とか有害菌、あるいは病原菌、またウイルスは もうほとんどなくなるんです。これが微生物の世界で、我々の有益菌がですね、優勢になれば、他の菌は全部抑制されて、もう増殖できなくなるんです。これは一つ大事なこと。あとはね、でこの人の糞尿、まあもちろん国とか民族によってだいぶ違うんですけど、実際はいろいろテストしたことあるんです。例えば、中国とかですね、スリランカとか、日本人のですね、いろいろまた中東の人の糞尿はテストをしたことがあるんで、で、できた液体肥料にはですね、有害の物質も全部なくなってるんです。これは微生物の力で、それ分解、また転換してるんですね。で、すべてできた、有機の液体肥料をですね、全部分析にかけてるんで、例えば SGS みたいな有名な分析機関でですね、全部分析して、その、菌の有益菌の数と濃度で、チソリン酸カリ、アミノ酸などですね、もちろん重金属とか、他の雑菌とか、もう全部有害菌とか全部分析して、すべて合格しているので、とりあえず今、中国とインドと、あとスリランカの液体肥料の基準に満たしてます。
わかりました。ありがとうございます。
はい
Thank you, Dr. Din. That was a lot. I'll do my best to translate.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for translating.
And I'm not a technical person, but I'll try my best. So yes, that's a great question, and this is really important. A lot of people are concerned about the safety of this project because we actually use human waste. So we are what you mentioned is that we're extremely efficient and excellent. We like not handpicked, but we chose excellent and really beneficial bacteria selected from nature, and it's a type of probiotic. And he's mentioning that it's a truly beneficial bacteria, and he chose about three types of those, and that during the process of turning human waste into liquid fertilizer, he's done many various tests. Ultimately, once the bacteria that he handpicked, the three types, it multiplies, then what it does? It gets rid of other harmful bacteria and pathogens and viruses, and it almost completely disappears. He says that in the world of microorganisms, that if there's a beneficial bacteria and it becomes dominant, all other bacteria will be suppressed and they will no longer be able to like to increase in number or to be able to exist. And so that's one important thing. And also, he said that he's tested in multiple countries like Japan, China, Sri Lanka, and also the States, and also in Middle East, and with many, various people's human waste. And by doing so, we were able to send the liquid fertilizer to a well-known analytical institution called SJS, and they analyzed it and they were able to make sure that it passed the test in China, India, and Sri Lanka, is for sure passed. And so with these three countries, we know for sure that at least it passed those three countries. And of course, we'll be continuously um, doing tests throughout the world. Whenever we start selling it in different countries, we'll also have it tested and make sure that it complies with the country's how do you say the
Regulations.
country's regulations. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah,
No
that was a
problem.
mouthful. I hope you could understand.
It was a lot, but it's also good information. So basically, you did a bunch of tests saying that these things will destroy these other things that are bad for you, and so long as that's present and cultured properly, it'll help make sure that the end result
Yeah.
is safe and usable.
Yes, exactly. And then we have already had it tested in three countries, and it all passes the regulations.
That's awesome. Great. Um, And I do know that we had another question that I did want to touch on before we wrap this up, and it's kind of a two-part question. So, like, when it comes to regions that may have I would be concerned about maybe destruction of the toilets, vandalism, um,
Mm,
the potential for people destroying something, even if it's beneficial to people. Sometimes there are people like in war-torn regions,
yeah.
in tribal conflicts, maybe in Africa, where
Mm,
they want control of the region, so they don't want people to have better.
mm,
What kind of concerns do you have about launching in regions like that? You see things like the Middle East, and then on top of that, I'm kind of loading it up on you a little bit, but
yeah.
like launching in regions where it's difficult to ensure safety of the product, and
Mhm,
regions like those also tend to have very inhospitable climates in some areas. So like extreme
mhm.
heats and extreme colds, and how does that affect the final result of the fertilizer?
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you so much. Yeah, that is a loaded question. And I'll ask them, and then I'll get back to you. Excuse me with my coughs. Sorry about that.
No problem.
質問なんですけども、ちょっといくつか質問がありまして、まず一番最初の質問としては、その国によって、例えば、インドの場合は、もしかしたらトイレ自体を、破壊されてしまうとか、汚されてしまう、そういった民度的な話ですね、が、可能性としてあると思うんですけど、そこら辺はどうお考えなのかとか、何かそこら辺の対策はセキュリティ面とかあるのかとか、そういったことがまず一つ質問として、ありました。ここに関してはどうですか？どう答えましょうか？まず1個ずついこうかなと思うんですけど。
そうですね。そこに関しては、やっぱり教育が必要だと思うので、そのためにACDs の NGO があると思ってます。なので、そういった活動も含めてやっていくっていうことをお伝えください。
わかりました。OK です。So, first of all, about, the safety of protecting our product, as you mentioned. That is one reason why we are working with, of course, the government and also the ACDs, which is a NGO. And we are going to be working closely with them to first kind of to help educate about the importance of these toilets and also how to use them properly. And of course, since we have the partnership with the major company, the bus fleet company, that it is going to be located in populated areas as well. So I think it'll be a little bit more difficult for people to do such things, as it's a place where it's crowded. A lot of people are watching, and so that's also one reason why they're working with them. But I think the most important part would be for us to educate them through cooperation with the government and also the NGO. So that's the first part.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ask the next part. Okay. Thank
No
you.
problem. Thank you.
Thank you. で、次にあった質問なんですけども、例えば、その地域によって、そのスマートトイレの、性能が変わらないかっていう質問がありました。例えば、極度の暑さとか、極度の寒さになったときに、その生成される、液体肥料の最終結果に何か、影響というか、悪影響がないのかっていうところを聞かれていたので、これは多分、定子先生への質問かなと思います。
はい。はい。もちろん、いろんな対応方法にあります。場所によってですね、例えば中東あたりですね、あんまり微生物使ったバイオトイレをですね、好きじゃないんですよ。だから、
うん、
彼らに対してですね、別のコアプロセッサー作ってるんですよ。完全に物理的な方法、フィルターと、あとですね、広域分離剤ですね。別の方法で、違うタイプのコアプロセッサーあるんです。それも、
うん、
そこの放流基準ですね。放流、処理した水は放流するか、リサイクル水として、フラッシュに使うか、
うん、
どっ
うん、うん、
ちにも対応できています。実際は今、中東のUAE から、今、30代の注文入ってきて、これ完全に物理的な方法を使って、液費使わないタイプです。全部放流水として、それも今、製造してます。
うんうんうん。なるほど、ありがとうございます。じゃあ、例えば極度の熱とか、極度の寒さで液体肥料の、品質に影響は出るという認識なんですかね？
例えば極東の寒さか暑さのところですね。実際は我々、コアプロセッサーですね、改良すればいいんです。例えば、極東に寒いところ、我々のコアプロセッサーにちょっと保温ですね、温度を保持する、温度を維持する製造構造にすればいいんです。それはまあ簡単です。中の温度ですね、だいたい15度、10度以下にならなければ問題ないです。中に実際マイクロナノバブル使ってるので、それが稼働すると、もう熱が、ポンプですから、熱が出るんで、ずっと一定の温度に維持できるんです。冬でも、だいたい15度から20度ぐらいの温度あるから、それで十分です。微生物にとっては十分です。で、暑さもそうなんですけど、我々の菌が、例えばインドのように50度の気温で、処理器の中で、場合によって60度に上がる場合もあるんです。で、その場合でも、我々の菌は非常にタフなので、5度から60度の間で十分働けます。
なるほど。わかりました。じゃあ、そんなに問題はないってことですね。ありがとうございます。
はい、そうです。
Okay, thank you so much. So, yeah, I'm gonna kind of simply answer it, but about the question about the liquid fertilizer in extreme heat or extreme cold, pretty much what he's mentioning is that there's no problem. We have a core processor in the smart toilet, and all we need to do is make sure that the core processor we can twitch it a little bit, make it a little bit warmer, make sure that it protects the liquid fertilizer and also the bacteria. But pretty much the bacteria is also, it can survive in difficult circumstances. But if it gets extremely cold or extremely hot, we just need to make sure that the smart toilet itself, that we insulate it with things that can make it a little bit either cooler or warmer, and that will make sure that the how do you say, the quality of the organic fertilizer and the bacteria, that it won't change. So that there's no problem with that. We just need to make some twitches on the core processor.
Okay, so building for the conditions that you're putting it in, rather than
Exactly.
yeah. Okay, that's actually pretty cool because if you're controlling the manufacturing of it, then you're able to make those adjustments and then just
Yes.
ship it to where you need to send it to. That's smart.
Exactly.
Um, uh, all right. I know we're 12 minutes past already. If you want to answer a couple more questions, I'm down to continue on. If not, and I know it's 2 a.m. there now.
Yeah. どうしますあと1、2問いきますどうしますあと1、
いいですよ。
大丈
うん
夫です。
最近大丈夫であれば。はい。
はい。
大丈夫ですよ Okay, great. Yeah, we can go for another maybe one or two. Two at the most.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds great. So we'll do another one or two questions and then we'll wrap this up and say thank you and appreciate the support from the community coming in and hanging out with us and asking all the amazing questions. These guys love
Yeah,
asking questions. Um
thank you guys. Chat
so
moving. And I want to read them all, but I'm doing translation, so I want to enjoy your comments. But thank you
yeah.
guys so much for the question. Thank you.
um I know another one of the focuses um were around like the dependency of the toilets on local infrastructure, electricity, water, and I know part of your model was bringing clean water to these places, not just providing toilet services. No,
Yeah. Yes. Mhm.
so how does that work in like um, a local village in Africa or another region where there might not be great power or electricity or water in the region?
Mm. Okay. Yeah, that's a great question. もう一つの質問としては、トイレが地域のインフラとか電気とか、水に依存すると思うんですけど、やっぱこのモデルは、トイレを提供するだけじゃなくて、そこら辺のその場所の水をきれいにする作用もあるということだと思うんですけども、その実際にこのトイレを設置していって、その地域の、お水とか、お水の環境とかに、どのような良い影響があるのかをぜひ教えてほしいですということでした。
もちろん、今まで例えばアフリカのように、糞尿はですね、もう垂れ流しのとこより、トイレで、もうそのトイレの中でもう処理されて、液体肥料になって農業に使うこ この一
Mm,
つの方法ですね。もう一つの方法は、このコアプロセッサーの中で処理して、放流水の基準まで、ローカルの、現地のローカルの基準まで達したものを放流する。これもできるんです。もう一つは
mm,
ですね、糞尿を処理して、リサイクル水として使うんです。リサイクル水、例えばトイレはフラッシュするとか、
mm,
周りの芝生とか森を考えする農業の考えに使う
mm,
リサイクル水もできます。
mm.
で、
なるほど、あり
これによって現地の環境をかなりよくすることは可能です。で、まして、実際は我々今もうデザインはできているんですが、
うん
完全に電気も水道
うん
も考えずに、で、もちろん、糞尿はですね、えー電気はね、ソーラーパネル使って
うん
基本
うんうん
的な機能を果たせる。で、
うん
水はですね、雨水を使って溜めて、そこでフィルターで浄化して、で、手を洗って、またフラッシュの水に使う。で、最終的にできた、最終的に糞尿も全部液体肥料になるから、だから
うん
完全なるオフライン型のトイレを
うん
できます。
うん
それもデ
うんうん
ザインもできてるんです。これから世界中にいろんなところに出せます。インフラの
うん
ないところに。
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。So yeah, thank you so much for this question. About this, you know, so first of all, the reason why a lot of the water quality isn't is low in areas like India, Africa, Southeast Asia, is because the human excrement, has been a lot of times it's like they have open defecacy or they just dispose the human waste just around there, or they just yeah, it leaks into the water and it pollutes the water, and so that's a big thing. And of course, our smart toilet, when people use the toilet, it's processed into organic liquid fertilizer, so it's not going to be dumped out. So that's one big reason why we're able to help with the water sanitation, with water purity. And another way is that when the human waste goes into the core processor, we're able to release only water that meets the local standards to discharge out of the smart toilet. So by doing so, we will not be polluting the water purity. And so also we can use the human waste. The third way is to use human waste as recycling water. So we get their human waste and then we process it and make it into recycling water, which will be used when flushing the toilet for for the next person. It will be completely purified and turned into recycling water to flush. And so we can pretty much create like a full circular system there. So that's another way that we can do it. And also for the electricity, we have the design created and we are going to be applying it. But we're going to be having solar panels on top of the smart toilets so that we can run it with electricity accumulated from the sun.
Okay, that makes sense. That would be a concern though in regions with a high amount of poverty, in my opinion, because if
Yeah.
there's bad infrastructure in the area, solar panels, they're right there, you know. Um,
Yeah.
possible possible theft issue, but again, you said that you're working with the NGOs, ACDs, and working with
Yeah.
other organizations or government bodies in those regions, sure. So that'll help with that. Um,
Yes. Yes.
and we'll do one last one, and that this is a favorite for the community because
Okay.
we have a heavy quester
Mhm.
population. We have a lot of people that perform quests because they're in underprivileged regions, and it allows
Mhm.
for them to supplement or even totally provide for themselves and their families in the regions based on participating in things
Mhm.
like events. And
Yes.
there's also a heavy population of people that try to game those things. So they're always
Mhm.
trying to find ways to cheat the system. Uh,
Mhm.
so what's
Mhm. Yeah.
preventing people from cheating the system with Etarn?
Mm. Okay. 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 Great. Thank you. 最後の質問に関してなんですけれども、なんかクエスターという人口が、なんかこのクリプト界隈でいるらしくて、その恵まれない地域に住んでいる人たちっていうのは、何かこうイベントに参加したり、クエストに参加したりとか、やっぱ自分の家族を補う、生活を支えるお金がなかなかないので、そういうのに参加して、クリプトを多分手に入れたりとかなのかな。あとはそういうなんかこう、なんていうんですかね、システムを不正に利用して、このコインを取ったりとか、するのをゲーム感覚でやってる人たちがいると。なんかそういったのを何か阻止する、不正を阻止するような、システムとか仕組みとかっていうのは、考えてるんですかということでした。
もうまさにそこがもう我々のやりたいところで、やりたいところっていうのは、いわゆるそういう地域にこのトイレを置きたいですよね。それで、このトイレに行くことによって正式に、それを稼ぐことができる。で、その経済をも発展させることができる。本当にそれは我々がやりたいことなので、そこにちょっと力を入れてやっていきたいというような方向で、はい、お願いします。
なるほど、わかりました。じゃあ、不正をしなくても儲けることができるよねということを、
そうです。
我々トイレを通してやりたいということですよね。
そう。
OK です。ありがとうございます。So yeah, thank you. This is a great question, and I think it comes back to what we want to do in make shit great again. Is back in the Edo period in Japan, people were utilizing human waste to uh, for an ecosystem, to help each other, to be able to create crop from there. And I think the reason why we're also doing this project is because we want to help, especially areas where people are struggling with income. That is why we are starting with India. That is why we want to expand next to Africa and Southeast Asia to put these smart toilets in locations where they, are looking for their daily, food to provide for their family. And we want to working with local, government and with NGOs to help educate them that you don't need to, do these different types of ways of, coming up to get these tokens, but just by utilizing our toilets every single day. If you have a family and you live close, just make your family use our toilets every single day and you'll be able to earn tokens. And that is going to be able to become a part of your income. And that is what we want to do. Of course, for the security part, we're going to have to be working closely with the government, with the NGOs, and of course, as a company, we need to expand on that part. But the basic idea is that you don't need to cheat this system, that you can earn it just by utilizing our toilets, just by looking at watching the digital signage. You're going to be able to receive tokens from that as well. Utilizing our app, watching your personalized ads, you'll be able to earn from there as well. So we want to make it so that it's possible for them that they don't have to cheat. They can use it in the correct way and to earn tokens from it. So that's what we want to do. But of course, we'll have to work on it as well. But that
Yeah.
is our concept, what we want to make happen.
Yeah, when there's opportunity to manipulate or game the system, you
Yeah.
will see that people will tend to try to do so.
Yes.
And that's something that their question around is because you'll see a lot of people doing like multi-accounting and a lot of people trying to win the same
Mhm.
rewards 5 different times for different things that
Yeah.
they participate in. So it's
Yeah.
a common issue, and like I can see people potentially bringing a substance or something to dump into the toilet to provide volume
Mm,
if you guys are
mhm.
volume based, so
Yeah.
it's definitely concerned.
Yes, yes, yes. And for that part, I think we can leave this discussion for another time. But
Yeah.
we have multiple sensors within the smart toilets. And these sensors are, really high quality sensors that can, yeah. So these high tech sensors, maybe we can have a discussion on a different day. But these high tech sensors, we have over, I believe it was over how many sensors that do we have, Dr. Ding? And 20.
21、21あるんです。今のトイレに21、21個のセンサー入ってるんです。
So we have over 21 sensors in the smart toilets. So we will be able to, of course, we'll be working on this, day on, day night to make sure that we can work it in the proper way. But we already have 21 sensors, and we do understand that there is, possible um, things like that happening. But we are working on that, and we'll continue to work on that.
Awesome. All right. Well, I really appreciate you guys taking the time. I'm going to try to say this in My Japanese is very poor, but 参加していただき、プロジェクトを共有してくださって
Oh,
本当にありがとうございます。
wow.
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうござ
That
い
was
ます。
Thank you very much.
perfect.
I
We can understand
practiced.
everything. Perfect.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was amazing.
I just wanted to make you guys feel a little. I know it's hard when I've done AMAs with communities in South America when it comes to gaming, and it can be really
Yeah.
difficult when you're listening to somebody speaking another language that you don't maybe have a complete grasp on,
Mm.
and
Mhm.
have to go through the translation process. So I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to come and share this with our community.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate you. We appreciate the community. Thank you for listening to, our project. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. So on that note, I'm going to end the live. If anybody wants to check out Etarn, go online to X and check out their project. You can check them out on etarn.io, etarn.io, or you can head on to X and look them up. They are Etarn 2025 on X, and you can check out their project, see what they're doing, check out their white paper. They've got their white paper on their website. Today we're celebrating World Toilet Day. Happy Poop Day for everybody in the world. And thank you for coming in and joining us for the event and sharing all this wonderful information with the community and the crypto community at large.
Thank you. Thank you.
All
Yes,
right.
congratulations for the day.
Yes. Happy Toilet Day.